So I'm thinking one could be kind of here and one probably kind of here-ish. Could even be outside the frame of vision. And I'm thinking that because this is going to give a nice reflection over the water that will give the illusion of a full moon kind of outside our frame of vision. And also it'll morph the background there. So one point light, I can't really drag a point light in, which is a bit of a shame. So otherwise I'd just go and alt drag it into here. I might go and just create one with my perspective view just to have a rough position somewhere here. Create a new point light where my perspective view is. There it is. And I'm thinking it's probably in a good-ish spot. I want it to be somewhere above the water. And also possibly behind our character. So in the viewport here, if it's kind of behind him, in case there's any spurious effects, we wouldn't really see it, which is nice. There. That's behind him. Occluding this, and it's still above the water here. That's nice. Light. So this is going to be definitely a point light. We're going to crank this up to something large, like 200,000. And area is as point light is fine. I'll just see what this looks like. And if it works on here, we can always move it around. We can shift it to the right, to the left. If that works out here, we'll just make a duplicate and put it on the other side and see what happens. So it hasn't got the effect that I wanted. It's now brightening up the house more than I want, and it doesn't give me the reflection on the water at all. So let's see if we can move that around a bit. So I think it's a bit bright. Divide by 4 to make it less bright, and go put it closer to the water and move it also over here more. See if that's a good spot. There it is. This is nice. This is exactly the kind of position that I was looking for. It's not large enough, but the point light being the versatile little chap that it is, let's turn it into a disk and make the disk a little bit larger. Actually, disk, we can probably turn it into sphere rather than a disk. Also, we don't really want to see the emitter, so I'll switch that off in a minute. Render emitter. But I'm hoping, yeah, there we go. There it is. There's exactly that reflection that I was hoping for. But, you know, without my manipulator, I can see that the thing is actually there. So we don't really want to see either of those. So one thing is I'm going to make it larger. I'll try to make it 50 and 50. And that gives a very soft light, but it'll also make the reflection hopefully a little bit larger. Let's see. There it is. So this really does look, if you just look at the reflection, this almost looks like the moon. Could even make it a bit larger now. Let's make it brighter again. So maybe at least twice as bright. And then we'll just disable the emitter so we don't see the white sphere. We just see the reflection. But you can play with it. You can adjust it. You can put it into position so that it almost doubles up as the moon if you like. So I kind of like the idea of under area, just disable render emitter. And then we can see the reflection, but we don't see the actual sphere. And I think that really works for me. You can also give that a color. If you find you wanted to make this blue again or something, that is also possible. Under light, if we just make it just a little bluish, like this blue, but kind of, you know, lighter type version of, yeah, that blue. Just make it lighter. And then we'll go and copy this light just over onto the other side. That's not going to be moonlight then, but it'll also just brighten up this part here. And I'll duplicate that and I'll put it all the way to the right here. So I'll just go and move this kind of over here, maybe behind the ghost. Let's see what it looks like. It's the same height. All the properties are the same. And it might just give us a little bit more fill in this area over here, just so that probably move it over here. Let's render this out then as a 9020 by 1080 version or just a 1280 version. And then we'll add that just as a drop-in replacement in Photoshop and just leave all the filters that we have there. So this is another little trick in Photoshop. If I now have a second render and I want to replace this is kind of cool, isn't it? This is the effect, and we're just putting that on top of it. We can go and place our other image with place embedded. So just go and add that master V5 into the same spot and we go boom. That's our image now. I like it. with or without that vignette. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do a new vignette. I'll call this vignette hero, and I'll make another one. So just a new layer here with a circular selection, and I'll just go and put this roughly in the middle here. And I have a little bit more control over this now. And then select inverse, take out that big bad bucket tool, turn this guy into a smart object, deselect everything. With the smart object layer, head over to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, or just use this, Control-Alt-F, and just do the same thing that we did before. 100 is probably good. And then we'll drop down the opacity here a little bit until it suits us. Yeah, and then if we're not quite happy with the color correction now, we can just go and tweak that here, make it brighter, make it more contrasty, do whatever feels creepy. And it's just wonderful to see this whole process. I always enjoy when I see other 3D artists get to work with something, basically build something from nothing. I really like that.